differences of main law. The last problem. Differences of main law of problem. A random sample of heights 6400 mean of the state Andhra Pradesh has a mean is 170 centimeter. A random sample of heights. Important problem. Random sample of heights of 6400 men of the state AP Andhra Pradesh. ఒక random sample లో 6400 మెన్స్ ఉన్నారు. వాళ్ళ యొక్క హైట్స్ has a mean average height of the AP 170 centimeters. And standard deviation is 6.4 centimeters. While a random sample of height random sample of height, random sample of heights of 1600 men of the state Punjab ఇక్కడ ఏపీ ఆంధ్రప్రదేశ్ అండ్ పంజాబ్ స్టేట్స్ కి కంపారిజన్ చేస్తున్నాడు ఇక్కడ. యాజ్ ఏ మీన్ 172 centimeters and standard deviation is 6.3 centimeters. Do the data conclude that Punjab mean the Punjab men are taller than AP men. Punjab men are taller than the AP men. Obviously, average height of Andhra Pradesh are 170 and average height of Punjab వచ్చేసి 172. Obviously, వీళ్ళ average ఎక్కువ ఉంది కాబట్టి Punjab men are taller than the AP men అంటున్నాడు. ఇది థియరిటికల్గా మనము కంక్లూడ్ చేయాల్సి వస్తుంది. సో ప్రాక్టికల్గా మనం కంక్లూడ్ చేయాల్సి వస్తుంది బై ది కండక్టింగ్ ది ఎక్స్పెరిమెంట్. So in this we have two sample, one is AP state and Punjab state. AP state యొక్క sample size వచ్చేసి N1 వచ్చేసి 6400 and Punjab వచ్చేసి 1600. మెయిన్ x బార్ వచ్చేసి మనకి ఇక్కడ 170 సెంటీమీటర్స్, ఇక్కడ y బార్ వచ్చేసి 172 సెంటీమీటర్స్. స్టాండర్డ్ డీవియేషన్ సిగ్మా ఇస్ ఈక్వల్ టు 64.5 అండ్ ఇక్కడికి వచ్చేసరికి 66.3. సో ఇక్కడ చూసుకున్నా కూడా వేరియేషన్ తక్కువ ఇక్కడే ఉంది కాబట్టి obviously sample mention చేశారు కాబట్టి we can write S1 and S2. Step 2, step 1 and step 2. Define here H0, define H0 mu1 is equal to mu2. The Punjab men height and Andhra Pradesh men height is equal. Punjab men height and AP men height is equal. H1 is different. ఇక్కడ పంజాబ్ ఇక్కడ మనం క్లియర్ గా మెన్షన్ చేశాడు క్వశ్చన్ లో, పంజాబ్ మెన్ ఆర్ టాలర్ దెన్ ఏపీ మెన్. టాలర్ దెన్ అంటున్నాడు కాబట్టి ఇక్కడ పంజాబ్ అనేది సెకండ్ శాంపుల్, ఏపీ అనేది ఫస్ట్ శాంపుల్. సో కంపల్సరీ ఇక్కడ mu1 is related to AP, mu2 is related to Punjab. According to statement ఏం రాయాలి, క్లియర్ గా మెన్షన్ చేశారు పంజాబ్ మెన్ ఆర్ టాలర్ దెన్ ఇస్ ఏపీ అని అంటే mu2 is greater than mu1 అని రాయొచ్చు, లేదంటే mu1 less than mu2 అని కూడా రాయొచ్చు. Here we can write mu1 less than mu2 అంటే less than ఉంది కాబట్టి కంపల్సరీగా లెఫ్ట్ టైల్ తీసుకోవాలి టేబుల్ వాల్యూకి. సో ఇక్కడ పంజాబ్ మెన్ are taller than the AP men. Important problem. And the test statistics step 3. The test statistics Z test is given by x bar minus y bar by we can write under root of ఇక్కడ స్టాండర్డ్ డీవియేషన్ అంటే పాపులేషన్ మీన్ మనం మెన్షన్ చేయలేదు, శాంపుల్ మీన్ పాపులేషన్ వేరియన్స్ మెన్షన్ చేయలేదు, శాంపుల్ వేరియన్స్ మెన్షన్ చేశాడు కాబట్టి obviously the formula is we can write s1 square by n1 plus s2 square by n2 follows the normal distribution. This is our required formula. Then we can substitute the values. X bar is 170 and y bar is 172 by under root of S1 is 6.4. S1 is 6.4. Generally we can write 6.4 whole square plus 6.3 whole square by and n1 వచ్చేసి 6400 and 1600. And we can write clearly mod of minus 2 by under root మనం క్లియర్ గా రాసేస్తే 64 by here 80 plus 63 by 40 root తీసేస్తే finally z mod of minus 2 by 0.0312 and we can write mod value under root of under root, there is no under root, and final value 0.1766. The z calculated value is 11.325 at levels of significance. At levels of significance is 5% and left tilde test less than left tilde test, and z table value is minus 1.65 minus 1.65. So if z calculated greater than z table value z calculated greater than z table value, then we reject the null hypothesis to H0 null hypothesis, accept the alternative hypothesis H1. Null hypothesis is rejected అంటున్నాడు. Null hypothesis statement ఏంటిది? AP and Punjab men or heights are equal అని అన్నది. That is clearly H0 is rejected అంటే H1 is accepted. So Punjab men is taller than the AP men is the acceptable result. So this is all about the and mean related completed. Z test lo mean completed. Testing for single mean completed. Testing for differences of mean also completed. Mean is completed. Next proportion. Single proportion ఉంటుంది, differences of proportion ఉంటుంది. ఇక్కడ proportion. Here test for single proportion. Test for single proportion. Generally, proportion means some measurements of attributes. ఇప్పటి వరకు మనము వేరియబుల్స్ అంటే మీన్ test for single mean and test for differences of mean is related to variable, and here is related to attribute data. Attribute అంటే characteristic data. Characteristic data we are conducting the test by we are using the proportion. Proportion ని మనం యూజ్ చేస్తాం. Let us consider the population with an attribute. Clear గా మెన్షన్ చేశారు. Population with an attribute. Population with an attribute అంటే with an characteristic data, not numeric data. Population అనేది characteristic data లో ఉంటుంది. Population అనేది numeric data లో ఉంటుంది. Numeric data is with the values. And here population with attribute అంటే the data, the characteristic data related, not related to numeric values, related to percentages. Percentages also we are considered as a attributes. Each and every observation have two possible chances. One is having the attribute, second one is not having the attributes. Already మీరు ఈ attributes related concept third sem లో second unit లో నేర్చుకోవడం జరిగింది. Curve fitting and attributes. Attributes is a characteristic data we cannot measure, and it is a qualitative data, not quantitative data. It's a attribute related to qualitative and characteristic data. And having the two having the attribute having the two chances. One is having the attribute, second one is not having the attribute. We have three attributes, capital A, capital B, capital C, and not having it is alpha, beta, gamma. So here test for single mean lo step 1. Step 1 వచ్చేసి x1 x2 so on xn or x1 x2 so on xn or n sample observations drawn from the population, n sample observations drawn from the population, drawn from the population, in which X samples are, in which X samples are having the attributes, having the attributes. X samples are having the attributes. So we can write expectation of X is equal to NP and variance of X is equal to NPQ and we can write the sample proportion formula. The sample proportion formula is equal to number of observations having the attributes, number of observations having the attributes by the sample size. This is the formula of proportion. Proportion we are indicating with the sample proportion. Indication with the P is equal to X by N. So here in which X sample having the attributes number of observation having the attributes X and sample size N and sample proportion we are indicating with the P తో indicate చేస్తాం, small p తో indicate చేస్తాం. And step 2, define H naught of capital P equal to P naught. That means we can write that there is no significant differences in population proportion. There is no significance differences between the population proportion. And H1 of P not equal to P not equal to P naught అంటే there is a significance differences between the population proportion. And step 3, for large sample, samples, sample proportion P follows normal distribution 0,1. The test statistics Z is given by the test is given by we can write ZS is given by mod of P minus expectation of P by standard deviation of P follows the normal distribution. And we can find the expectation of P and standard deviation of P. Consider expectation of small p is equal to expectation of x by small n, and here 1 by n expectation of x, 1 by n and expectation of n p get cancelled p. So expectation of small p is equal to capital P. And standard deviation of small p is equal to under root of variance of small p. Variance of small p is equal to variance of capital X by n, and 1 by n square, and variance of capital X 1 by n square into npq, n get cancelled. Finally pq by n, capital P and capital Q, and variance of small p. Finally standard deviation of small p is equal to under root of capital P and capital Q and small n. Then substitute the value is the statistics Z test is given by Z equal to mod of small p minus capital P by under root of capital P and capital Q and small n follows the normal distribution. 0, 1 is the formula of single proportion. It is small p is capital P, is proportion is parameter P, and step 4 is the conclusion. Z calculated less than or equal to Z table value, then we accept the null hypothesis, otherwise reject the alternate null hypothesis H0 and accept the alternative hypothesis H1. This is all about the today's class, and thank you.